your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Terri Miller-Casey, Extension Director for the U of I Extension in Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties, is my guest on the phone today. Terri, how are you?
I'm great. I'm very good. We had a beautiful weekend, and yesterday wasn't too bad either, so I don't know how it gets any better.
It's been a great stretch. It really has. We were catching up and connecting over the fact we were outside, both of us, over the weekend. I was telling a friend of mine, I felt like I got a really nice jump start on the yard work this weekend, really address some areas of need in my backyard, and so I feel really good about where I'm at right now. It was a fun weekend to be outside, great weekend to be outside. Hopefully more days like that coming our way in the next few months.
Oh, yes. I mean, those are rare treats, right? I love it when the weather's perfect on the weekend and I can get outside and I, get out of our cocoon from winter and really reconnect with nature, the outside, and getting all that landscaping done.
So, Terri, what do you like to garden or harvest or whatever, or take care of or landscape in your yard? What do you like to do with those things?
Well, I tell people I don't highly landscape. It's not gorgeous because I live out in the country, so it fits in with nature. But I like a lot of fruit trees. We have all kinds of different fruit trees, and then I also have just lots of different heirlooms that I've gotten. I've got some lilacs that have been there for a long time. My husband has propagated some plants that were his even great-grandmother's, so we like to take care of those. Pumpkins, it'll be time to grow some pumpkins. We seem to grow pumpkins really, really well. I don't have the big garden like I used to since I've been so busy, but actually my adult daughter, married with my little grandchild, she has asked to put the garden in this year. So we tilled the garden for her, and so she's going to come out to the country, and she's going to take up the garden for us this year. So that'll be really, really special.
Very good. Well, that's awesome. That's good stuff. That should be a really fun way to connect, and to pass along what you know, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely, and have the granddaughter out in the country living the dream, as I always say.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Good stuff. Well, that'll be a lot of fun for you, I know, and great connecting time for sure. Well, Terri, I'm sure folks would just love to hear us banter back and forth about personal things, but I know we need to get to some business at the Extension office, of course, and you were telling me before we got started you've got a new program for some youngsters in the Pawnee area of your service, your servicing counties. How about this?
Yeah, we have a new Cloverbud club starting, and for those who don't know what Cloverbud clubs are, 4-H starts at age 8. But we do have a club for 5 to 7-year-olds, and that's called the Cloverbud Club. So it's more geared toward those younger kids who are 5 to 7, and it's lots of fun, and it gears them up and prepares them so when they turn 8, they get to join a regular 4-H club. They get to make friends. They can have fun. They try new things. They even get to have a show. They get to bring things to a show as well and do their Cloverbud show. So it's very similar to the 4-H experience. It's just a little tailored for those younger youth audiences. And we're really excited to get a new one started. Like you said, it's in Pawnee, and it's going to be at the Pawnee Public Library. And the first kickoff meeting is Saturday, April 27th. From 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., again at the Pawnee Public Library. And it's open to anyone who has a 5 to 7-year-old who would like to explore more about Cloverbud Club and see if their youngster would like to join us.
Terri, when you look at starting up a program like this, what goes into that? Is it a matter of you hear from families that they would appreciate something like an opportunity like this? Do you survey? How do you decide on starting a new program like this? Or is it just all trial and error? You put it out there and say, hey, we're doing this, and if you're interested, come out and see. What kind of goes into that decision?
Well, a lot of it depends on the volunteers. So in this case, we have a club leader willing to take this up, Tasha Kusher. So without that volunteer willing to step up and be that club leader, it's really difficult. We like to have them everywhere, but we really, really need those volunteers. And so she stepped up and was willing to kick off this new club. So it's really important that we have our volunteers, and we appreciate them. But of course, the volunteers and the children who join come out of a community desire. So you'll see areas where maybe some older kids are in 4-H and their family goes, man, I really wish that my younger kid could also participate. Or you've got a youngster who's really anxious and would like to get in with 4-H, or parents of kids who are a little bit younger say, hey, I would really like to have that 4-H experience too. So it's kind of like both together. You've got the interest and the desire, and then you have from that a volunteer step forward who says, yeah, I'd like to make that happen. I'd like to work with Extension.
Very good. Well, Terri, anything else on that program, like what kids will be learning about, what lessons they'll get? How about anything of that sort?
Well, at the first kickoff meeting, they're going to learn a lot about what clover buds are. They're going to learn about the 4-H program, and they're going to help set future club meetings and just really get an orientation into the 4-H world. And then after that, there'll be activities every month so that the kids can participate, a lot of hands-on activities for the kids as well. So it'll be hopefully a very varied program for the kids, and they'll get to experience lots of different things each month at their meeting.
Very good, Terri. Well, we look forward to that. Again, do they need to register? How do they participate? What's the best way to learn more? How about a few of those things to wrap that up?
Yeah, sure. They can contact our office. Our Sangamon County office number is 217-782-4617, and they can get more information. They can just go. You can absolutely just show up on April 27th from 10 to 11 at Pawnee Public Library, and the folks there will help you out. So, yeah, don't feel like you have to call ahead. If you come that night, that's fine, too.
Very good. Terri Miller-Casey, Extension Director, U of I Extension for Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties. I know you've got a few other local programs that are coming up for folks to keep on their radar. Terri, what else do you have?
Well, along with the 4-H beat, we're going to go with 4-H. It's Soy Amazing. Yes, we're really pithy with our funny little names, but yeah, 4-H. It's easy to remember. It's Soy Amazing, and that's going to be on Tuesday, April 30th, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And this actually has a virtual option, so people from anywhere in the whole state, a 4-Her anywhere in the state can participate in this as well. And again, that's Tuesday, April 30th, from 6 to 7. And it's for 4-H members, usually are a little bit older youth, because this is really going to concentrate on exploring pathways and career opportunities with the Illinois Soybean Association. And Jaden Miller, who's their marketing development coordinator for the Illinois Soybean Association, is a former 4-Her, and she's going to co-host the Soy Amazing webinar and talk about her experiences and share her story as well. So it's a great opportunity for youth who may want to look to an agricultural career to learn more about what is available through soybean and the Soybean Association.
Very good. So look forward to that. I know the Soybean Association does a lot of great things, Terri. Have you had much experience with them? And if so, what's that been like for you?
Oh yeah, for many, many years. You know, I've been around a while, but yes, many great interactions with the Soybean Association. They've definitely contributed to many programs, put forth information, helped us as Extension deliver that information to their constituents as well. So it's been a very good partnership.
It's excuse me. This sounds very promotional, just in terms of kind of learning about them. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of youth who don't understand about the different associations. We know we have soybean, we have corn growers, many different associations involved in different commodities, all very great partners, all have lots to offer. And we know that as we're having more retirements, we need more young people involved in agriculture as a career. So I think these types of activities really help spotlight maybe some areas that youth hadn't thought about in agriculture. I think a lot of times people think, well, if I don't own land and I'm not a farmer, I can't be involved in agriculture, and that is 100% not true. There are many, many opportunities and careers in agriculture.
Now, when it comes to groups like that, Terri, why, and you kind of touched on it there a little bit, I wondered if you could expand more on why it's important for groups to understand not only the opportunities within those organizations, but why they're so important to the world of agriculture. How about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, we think about almost any industry has an association that where folks involved in that industry get together and they talk about their issues and their needs and desires. And I think it helps us in Extension in that a lot of times they've already kind of grouped their needs and their concerns and the issues that they're facing, the opportunities. And so it really helps us as an Extension to say, what is the research that's coming out relevant to soybean and soybean growers? What is the information that we can help? And so they've got the connection with those growers. They've also done a lot of the legwork in knowing what those concerns are and how we can best reach them. So I think those associations, when they're working with their peer group, their constituents, they're trying to also consolidate that information so that they can help them be better producers and help them, expand their bottom line as well as have a healthy industry.
Mm-hmm. Terri, again, the when and where on that one, please.
Yeah, again, that is the 4-H Soy Amazing webinar on Tuesday, April 30th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., and they can hear from a former 4-H'er.
Very good. Do they need to register, or is there, I know these are free, but do they need to register to be a part of that one?
Yeah, actually, if they are a member of 4-H, which this is what this is open to, most 4-H families know Z Suite. Z Suite is the software that we use for our 4-H families, and they can register right within that platform. Or they can call our office, and we can help them as well.
Easy enough. And Terri, what's the best way for folks to learn about all the things happening, not only that we've talked about here today, but other opportunities within your extension counties there, and just keep track of the latest? Where do they go for all of that?
Well, they can go to our website, extension.illinois.edu/LMS, which stands for Logan, Menard, and Sangamon. You can go to our website, hit the events tab, and you will see all of our upcoming events. And you can also always stop by our offices in person. Sometimes we forget that we have offices that you can come to and actually see a human being and get help in Springfield and in Lincoln and in Petersburg. And, of course, they can call us. And the Logan County number is 217-732-8289, or find us on Facebook.
Terri, let's take a break here. Come back with some more, my friend. Terri Miller-Casey, Extension Director, U of I Extension. Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties on the phone with us. More to come with Terri on The Morning Show.
WHOW.
Let's check the opening numbers now at the Chicago Board of Trade on this Tuesday. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network. We start the day in the red with corn, beans, and Chicago wheat. May corn opening 429.5, down 2 pennies. July corn down 2 3/4, 441.5, and new crop December 466.5, down 2 3/4. May beans starting the day 1153.5, down 4 3/4. July beans down 4, 1168, and new crop November 1162.5, down 4 3/4. In the Chicago wheat complex, May wheat opening 547.5, down 4 1/4. July wheat down 4 1/2, 563. September wheat 579 3/4, down 4. May bean meal 338.90, 40 cents, and May bean oil 44.76, down 71 cents. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4Ls with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
Allergy season is here, and our Warner Hospital and Health Services walk-in clinic inside our family medicine is here to help. No appointment, no problem. Find out more by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Ramey Miller from Run Deep Coaching. Take your power back. I do holistic personal and business coaching. My service is virtual, so we can visit no matter where you are. Find out more by clicking my icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. That's DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Terri Miller-Casey, Extension Director, U of I Extension for Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties on the phone with me for today. Terri, let's talk about an opportunity in one of your local counties to learn about Narcan, how to properly use it, and just its use. What do you have for us? What's going on with this one?
Yeah, this is a really important program. I hope a lot of people can take advantage of. It's a Narcan education program, and it's going to be on Wednesday, April 17th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Montgomery County Farm Bureau. And it's a collaboration between the Montgomery County Extension, the Menard County Farm Bureau, and the Sangamon and Menard County Health Departments. Um, it's very important. Now, as we know, unfortunately, we're seeing more and more deaths with overdoses, and Narcan is we call it the antidote, so to speak, but is a drug that is used to help folks who are actively having an overdose event. And so Narcan is being more widely distributed. We're seeing more of it get in the hands of not just law enforcement and our EMTs and hospitals, but also in the hands of everyday people, because you never know where you're going to be when you may need to use this life-saving product. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know much about Narcan. I've seen it, so I'm looking forward to going to this program on April 17th, which is tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., so I can learn more about how to use Narcan, its proper uses, also ways to effectively respond to an opioid overdose situation. Would I know what to do? Would I know what the signs are? So this is going to help you learn that, and then also learn how you can use Narcan to maybe save a life.
Very good. Again, the when and where on that one, Terri?
Sure. It's at the Menard County Farm Bureau, and that's in Petersburg, and it's on Wednesday, April 17th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., so that's tomorrow. And you don't have to pre-register. You can just come by, or, of course, you could call our office and do that if you'd like as well.
Terri, what else do you have coming up? I know you've got a lot of great stuff out there that's right around the corner. What else is kind of on your list of things happening here coming up?
Well, today, actually, there's an opportunity from 11 to noon to learn some more about farm safety. We have a whole series on farm safety that's kicking off today. It's called the Cultivating Caution, and every month there's going to be another topic that's talked about dealing with farm safety and health. And the first one is going to be reducing the dangers of working in the fields by taking safety precautions. So we know that we're getting into that time of year, and the farmers are going to be running hard because they're going to want to get everything in the ground before the next rain, and we know that can sometimes lead people to maybe act a little quicker or maybe not take a step back and proceed with caution, so to speak. So this webinar is really going to help agricultural workers, dealing with those risks and how they can help mitigate them and hopefully prevent accidents from happening to begin with. And so again, that is today from 11 to noon, and you can register on our website. And then after that, every third Tuesday of the month, from now until November, there will be another session in the series. One's going to deal with how technology is going to shape our farm future. One's going to deal with heat stress, Illinois injury surveillance efforts, so they can try to track the injuries that we're seeing across the state, farm safety for youth, keeping our kids safe on the farms, addressing mental stress and health in agriculture, resources for farmers who are in crisis. We know that mental health is so critical, and we know that in our agricultural communities it's even more of a concern. The statistics show us that we need to worry about our farmers and help them get the help they need. So resources for farmers, that's going to be on October 15th. And then the future of ag safety, how AI will transform agriculture, is going to be in November. So hopefully folks can take advantage of that entire series. If you're working in the ag sector, really I hope you can, because, again, if we can prevent an injury and save a life, then that makes all the difference in the world.
Terri, I wonder if this could segue us to a discussion about the opportunities. If you miss any of whether it's this series or other webinars and those sorts of things, those are available. They're archived at the Extension website. Can we speak to that for just a moment?
Absolutely. If you have to miss a session, you can view past recordings, and in fact, they created a special website called Cultivating Caution, and on our website where you sign up for it, it's got the YouTube channel. And you can click right on it, and it's going to have all of those past sessions right there. So it's right on YouTube, and you can watch them anytime.
Very good, Terri. Anything else coming up to highlight here for us today?
Well, I was just going to give a quick plug to Tuesday, April 27th from 1:30 to 2:30. We're having a Managing Invasive Species series, and this one's going to be on the Bradford or the Callery pear trees. And so it's going to talk about how those are really popular. Lots of people have planted Bradford pear trees, but they're actually considered invasive. So we're hoping to maybe convince folks that there are some native plants that they could plant instead that would make really great substitutes. So we're going to help inform folks about the dangers or ecological dangers of the Bradford pear and hopefully convince them to use something else.
Now, if they have that, will it address how to deal with those, whether it's to trim them down, take them down, deal with them as they grow? Like, will it discuss those things, Terri?
Yeah, it's going to talk about how you make sure you know what they are and you're identifying them. Some people purposely plant them, but obviously because they're invasive, they are everywhere. Once you know how to spot them, you're going to see them out in natural spaces. So it's going to talk about that. It's also going to talk about what to do if you have them, and then also what great substitutes we have that are not invasive to plant.
Very good, Terri. Like I said, anything else on the calendar to highlight here today with you?
Well, I'll just mention that today I'll actually be at the state capitol. It is the University of Illinois Extension Day at the Capitol, so I will be going and talking to all the fine folks there about Extension and getting to talk about the wonderful things that we do and hopefully the lives that we have changed and change every day with Extension.
Is there an overlap in the Illinois political scene and Extension? Like, are you funded by the state, or what's the connection there, Terri?
Yeah, we do get some funding from the state. Actually, Extension is really interesting because we get funded from lots of places. We get most of our funding from our local areas through our county boards and through our tax levies. And so we're heavily focused on the local. But we also get state money as well, which is very, very important to our operations. And we get federal money because we are under what's called the Smith-Lever program under the USDA. So we get funding from a lot of different sources, with state and local being our primary.
Interesting. So is this just an effort to keep Extension kind of not top of mind, but at least in mind with lawmakers?
Well, this day is for the whole University of Illinois Extension.
Right.
So we're going to be talking about all of our campuses. I'm a UIS graduate, so I'm a product of the system. So today's focus is really to show how our universities are really important. Of course, I'm near and dear to my heart is the U of I, but our public institutions of learning are really important to the state of Illinois, and I think they provide a lot of value for the people who live here. And I'm just going to share what little piece we do here at Extension as it fits into the larger piece of the U of I and all of the work that it does across the state.
Very good. Well, Terri, again, where do folks go to learn about all the programs and opportunities that we talked about here today?
Yeah, they can check us out on the internet at extension.illinois.edu/LMS. You can always go there and check out our activities in the events tab, or you can go to contact us and give us a call. We'd like to help you.
Terri Miller-Casey, Extension Director, U of I Extension, Logan Menard, Sangamon Counties. Network News on the way.
The Big 1520 WHOW